chose the purpose of this organization to mostly address like contemporary and social, more like the modern issues that the youth in the Hmong community are facing today. Because traditionally we've like tackled old issues within our old history, but then we never took the time to address the things that the youth are facing now. So because of that, the youth are kind of losing their identity. So I thought we should address it and give some education on that type of subject.
And then I remember there was a Hmong guy that lived in New York that was like, you know, I hate that Vang did that and made our Hmong people look bad. And for me, he doesn't really know the story because he didn't really ask or know anybody around that. All he did was read the newspaper.
My main philosophy with HHR is to educate the youth, and in order to educate them, it has to be done through a conference, because that's the only way that you can easily get so many intellectual and smart people into one space where they can teach a lot and educate as many people as we can. Because the belief with HHR is you can't really defend your culture and your identity if you don't even know what that culture and that identity is.
Into January 2010, and that was the forced repatriation where the last Thai refugee camp was closed down and they forced back 5,000 Hmong from Thailand back to Laos.
I first learned about Hmong culture in high school actually from one of my teachers, and he talked about the secret war and the Hmong people's struggle, and that was really interesting for me. I'm really into human rights, so going to this conference was just a way to extend my interest in the Hmong human rights and the struggles that the Hmong people have gone through and the oppression that they face in America and that they have in the past.
I like going to these events to see students actually talk about issues that matter to them, that matter to the community. And I want to see what these new students wanted to talk about.
Yesterday during my speech, I talked about this battle within ourselves, where we are battling against the different conflicting philosophies and ideas that the youth have today, like being American or do I want to be Hmong. So I'm hoping that some of these ideas and presenters, what they can do is give more information so that these conference attendees can use that information to better shape the conflicting ideas within themselves so they can resolve and be at peace.
Tây lô trung sa la dòng lì lô đu nó như chạy chẳng hạn đó với trả lùa tôi cỡ bao cho lầu luôn đây trả lùa tôi cỡ bao cho cái ở thay cho là giá tận đây thì bao thì trả lầu cho cái chờ cho cái vạ thì cái chữ xe thì đã chỉ.
And yet we forget that this facility right here, access to education, is a right. The fact that I can speak up here at this podium with no fear of what the government may do to me, this is a right. I can wear this sao, and freely believe in my cultural practices, my beliefs, my ideas, and my ways of expression, the rights to an identity. These are rights, rights which must be protected and understood.
Thì sử dụng đồ cho lầu tôm nó chứ tôm lông tôi cỡ cho lầu bao thì cho tôi chẳng sai để nó một bánh sự thế và mừng mùa đây bộ lý trả đầu giờ bây giờ lầu chỉ bao thì bây giờ mình một cái chờ cho cái khởi bê tem không tê cái là cái chạy cái cử ta chỉ của tôi bỏ nó của bao thì nên cho lúa những một cái chờ thì chỉ ở đây bây giờ lầu xa thì bây giờ chạy chẳng là của bỏ thì nên chạy hử ta lầu cơ.
I think it's a good thing that kids now should continue to speak Hmong because we will always have that with us and it will always be a part of us. So it's nice for them to know that, to communicate, with older people as well.
We had over 20 presenters, if you include every single one. So we had everything from talking about the LGBT community. We have two Vang.
Two majors are psychology and religious studies. They're both very opposite, but
we had artists like Tousaiko.
13 years of war, persecuted and stormed behind enemy lines. A small child is born, what would he live for?
And then it ranges all the way to history with Dr. Chia.
So you'll see different individuals. We have a couple people who flew helicopters, C-47s, not just T-28 planes.
So we try to cover it as wide as a spectrum as possible, from the arts to literature to activism to music, so that anyone who wants to learn about anything can get that opportunity.
Just little gigs. So I decided, hey, you know, I got tired of being the painter, being the painted in the portrait. So I want to be the painter painting the portrait.
You keep reminding me about finding a girlfriend. I'm only 28 years old. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Sheesh.
I came to the conference for several reasons. One, I had stumbled across the information and got myself invited to do a workshop. And additionally, the EEOC is very concerned about reaching out to all kinds of constituent groups. And there is a White House initiative, for example, on Asian Americans. And the EEOC is very committed to reaching out to the Asian community to inform them about their rights in terms of employment discrimination.
Because of, let's say, their immigration status, or you bring in that they may be LEP individuals, limited English provision, and they may not be have a good working knowledge of English, and therefore.
I hope that this conference will bring to community a sense of understanding and appreciation of the wonderful heritage and culture of the Hmong people. But also what I hope is that this conference will help people understand that everyone who lives in this country deserves the right and the respect to operate as a true citizen, whether that means being culturally respectful around healthcare, culturally respectful around education, and working with the community to help them understand and appreciate the beauty that is the Hmong culture.
With a conference, we're never going to reach 20,000 people who could be the big benefactor for the archives. But with a conference, we almost always are able to talk to 5 or 10 or 50 individuals, and we hope that talking to a few people is going to make a big difference in how they look at their own culture, how they record things about their life, and that's what we hope is going to come out of it.
Our keynote speaker that we chose is Kai Mo for this event. I chose him because he has experienced the most modern Hmong issues and history. So he was working for USAID in Laos, which is where the secret war started. And then from the secret war, he was one of the first Hmong that came here. So he lived through the assimilation process of the Hmong becoming American. And now he actually has a granddaughter and children that grew up here in America. So he got to see the whole wide modern perspective and the shifts in the Hmong community. So I thought he would have great insight in that.
Contemporary history issue
có tuổi của tôi thế chỉ đang là yêu cầu phần trực chân đâu nữa thế trực chân đâu nó cho nên gì của tôi có trực chân của tôi mà giờ nó tại sao nó của tôi nó vì là cái cho bây giờ cho trả tiền nó ba tờ bây giờ lâu bây giờ trả tiền ba tờ trả lúa thế trả lúa cho trả tiền nó cho trả tiền một tàu thế.
What I took away from this conference is that the students are, when you work together collectively, there is tremendous power. I'm so proud of the students, the hard work, the many months of planning. I saw how hard they worked, and I think it really paid off. There were students from all over Wisconsin. We even have participants from Minnesota, we have participants from Ohio, and even someone from California who came specifically to attend the conference because they were interested in the issues that we were discussing in this conference. And for our parents who came to this country with nothing but the clothes on their backs, having very little economic resources, for 800-something Hmong students to be at this university in 2013 says that we have come a long way and that we have greatly embrace education in this country. So I'm so proud of all the students and their hard work. I think it's just the beginning of more wonderful things that we will be doing on this campus.
Some of my goals for HHR are to get more people actively involved in student orgs, their community. Because what I see a lot happening is that people are just so busy doing their own thing that they kind of forget to give back to the community or just to the people or help out other people other besides themselves. So I like to try to promote and to get people to actually get out there and be more active.
Want to help my community in such a way that, I could stand up for my people. So I think this is a really important part of me, just not for my people, but for myself as well, growing as a Hmong girl. And there's just so much gender roles and problems in our Hmong culture, and I want to really stand up for that.
I attended this conference because of the meaning behind it, Hmong Human Rights, and where it's evolved to now from what it was before, touching on many different issues that affect the Hmong community. I was also connected to a lot of different people that from the Milwaukee area that I've met over the years that I felt I believed in and I wanted to support this event. I gained a lot of cool connections and friends and a lot of motivating energy and vibe to really keep me moving forward and going, as well as understanding that we're always going to have a newer generation that contributes to the movement of justice and equality, as well as achieving rights for our people. And it was really cool, it was really nice, and I was able to share some of my poetry, some of my hip-hop lyrics about different issues, such as the Feng Li case, where there was a police brutality case where a Hmong teenager was shot by a police officer in Minneapolis. More than ever, unite movements together for every community that had their hearts ripped open from the core by wild boars and blue uniforms with no conscience of violence. We will not be silent to sirens of cyanide on our side of the city, because it's not injustice for just us. There's a whole history of conspiracy. Stand with me, because the next tragedy could be in your family, so we suffocate from this case, skeptical to breathe. And only justice will give us the oxygen to be treated like human beings. In the memory of injustice, dedicated to the family of Feng Li and all victims of police brutality. Rest in peace. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for all of the students who helped me out, from the HSA to the HHR board, to the community members, to my parents, to the faculty, Dr. Chia and Mr. Dao, because it was very intergenerational. It was like the youth, we got the grants and all of the stuff taken care of, then the faculty, they had all the connections, and then my parents and the elders, they knew how to cook, because we can't really cook that well. So it was good because all of these different layers of generations all fused into one and created this conference.
I would love to thank you all for attending, for supporting. We didn't know what to expect when we made this conference, but we just hope that you all enjoyed it, and definitely look forward to many more HSA events that we will be hosting in the future. Thank you so much.
Always explore and have your journey of understanding your cultural identity, no matter when it is in your life. It's always an opportunity to understand who you are and where you come from, and that will eventually inspire you to keep moving forward. And so conferences like these are definitely inspiration for young people to move forward, and meeting great people such as juniors, such as Dr. Chia, different resources and individuals that could really bring things together and give us a sense of understanding, a sense of hope. I think
yeah, I think it's always good to connect, to connect and reconnect with your community, with your people.
A tragic massacre of tears and emotions that can flood the Mekong River to be an ocean. Our people are suffering and time is running out. I see my mother working late again, father holding paper tents, drama on the corner we ignore but we relate to them. Stay within the circle, representing every